Yes, and in doing so, he smashed the record for the fastest time, finishing in the early hours of the morning. Our cameras were there to see him home, and so was our reporter, Richard Slee.
It's just past 2 o'clock in the morning, and Oly Rush is back on dry land. At Seaview, near Rye, there is a welcoming party who are celebrating a new record.
Yeah, that's awesome, yeah. I don't even know what time it was, but yeah, amazing. Ooh, a bit dizzy.
It was a time of 15 hours and 9 minutes, an incredible 11 hours faster than the old record to swim around the island. Oly had set out at 11 o'clock yesterday morning, along with his support network of 4 kayakers and a yacht. The tides had been worked out to the best advantage, but no one expected the record to be smashed like this.
Absolutely brilliant. It's loved every minute. We went to the needles, something popped into my feet, a seal swam underneath me. It's incredible. So yeah, that whole experience. The last bit was really tough. We were fighting the tide quite a bit at the end there. But yeah, absolutely.
My name is Oly Rush, and we're talking because I'm about to swim around the Isle of Wight. It's a massive swim. So for me, the motivation, there's a few different motivations. The main motivation for me is just trying to. It's really difficult because although the reason is to raise awareness around plastic, you know, how do you do that through a swim? But that's the main way. I'm going to try and talk about that on any interviews, get that across. But it's also just trying to make people somehow try and slow down a bit. We all seem to be charging around in this society at the minute, and it seems to be, you know, we're all trying to earn as much money as we can, running around, never satisfied. It's really just trying to slow down and look at the way we're living, and just be a bit more compassionate and more thoughtful.
There should be. No, there is. That. We've got hand sanitizer if anybody wanted it. I don't. After all that.
Yeah, you can do it yourself. There's not much to ask, we more up to your body.
Cool, thanks,
yeah. It's good. Everyone did really well. It's really good. Yeah.
Just over 40 kilos in the end.
Nice. Yeah.
So it's good.
Of a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
It's not like a massive muscle thing.
No.
Boy muscle thing.
Esther, you've seen the rubbish, mate. Come have a look. This is what we get out of the ocean. This is probably like, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 months stash. All the hard plastics go to Ocean Recovery Project, and they're taking all the nets and stuff as well now, so we separate all the rope and stuff up as well, and that all gets recycled, all this lot as well, which is really cool.
Where does it come from?
Fishing industry, mate. This is all, isn't it, really? Most of it is fishing industry, I'm afraid, and then it's your obvious like potteries and things like that. But I reckon 90% of the stuff is fishing industry. Muscle pegs. So yeah, but it's nice knowing it actually gets recycled rather than just going to landfill, because I think, to be honest, if it was just going straight to a tip, then it would be a lot harder to do it. But knowing it's getting used for something.
Do you think it makes a difference?
I think it on the grand scheme of things, what beach clean and all the on the grand scheme of things, probably not, because there's that much in the ocean. It will make a difference, but really we need to stop it going in there in the first place. But this is great because this makes people think about, when they see stuff like this, and they realise how much is in there, so it will make a difference. But just me coming down and picking stuff up, on the grand scheme of things, it doesn't make that much difference, does it? The amount we collect really, when how much is in the ocean. But I try not to look at it like that. I try to think more of the bigger picture, awareness, and hopefully people will slowly change and we'll stop using so much. That's the key, mate.
That man there said he's going to do it. He'll eventually put my car bridge down so you can park in all of these ways.
I was thinking it's like having a hub.
Yeah, I want to know, can I swim around the Isle of Wight? It's a huge swim. I'm not in any doubt that it's going to test me, but I think it's great to push yourself. Otherwise, what's it all about? You know, I've got no. It's a funny old place to be, really, because go back a few years, and I was more than a few years. Go back 4 or 5 years, chasing money. I was always chasing money. I bought my first flat. I didn't want to buy it. I wanted to buy a camper van, live in a camper van. But my best mate at the time said, if you buy a camper van, you're going to end up with no money and you're going to live in a camper van for the rest of your life. Would that have been a bad thing? I don't know. But I bought a flat, worked 5-6 days a week, earning all the money I possibly could, did the flat up. Was it a sense of achievement? I don't know. Everyone around me thought it was amazing. Sold the flat, bought the next house, did that house up with Tess, sold that, made a bit of money, moved on. It just feels empty to me. You know, when are we going to be? I was happy in my first flat. I could have stopped there. I was quite happy. So now we're here. We're in this house. I've done half of it up, but I kind of just feel I've just lost motivation, because to me, if you've got a roof over your head, you've got running water, you've got a toilet, then I'm satisfied. That's me. I'm complete. I'd happily live in a camper van. Don't know. It's a funny one. So it's just, where do I fit in, really? So I guess I'm trying to find out where I fit in a way. So the swim is going to take me to new boundaries, and hopefully I can find some satisfaction there, because the current society, the way everyone's chasing around 100 miles an hour, I don't feel like I fit in, but I'm having to play along with it in a way, because you have to. I've still got a mortgage to pay, I've still got to go to work, I still drive around in a diesel van, but it's just trying to find where I fit in. I think I just want to fit in somewhere. Great at getting my words out about how I'm feeling. Like inside, I'm really passionate about it, but I find it difficult to get it out. So I do a big swim, and I just hope that might, cover some of how I'm feeling inside. It does take a lot to have your head down swimming for that amount of time. You've got to have something inside that keeps you going through that.
What are we doing, Ollie, here right now?
Oh, who knows, mate. I'm putting my wetsuit on. Normally I'd be putting my pyjamas on, and we're going to go out for a night swim.
Why?
Why? It's a very good question. I ask myself that a lot of the time.
Why are we doing this?
Because I don't want it to be the first time I've swum at night when we go around the Isle of Wight. So we're going to go out tonight and just trying to get used to swimming in the dark, so it's doesn't come as a shock when it starts getting dark, because it's going to inevitably get dark, because it's a long swim.
How long are you anticipating it's going to be?
The Isle of Wight swim?
Yeah.
Under 26 hours is what we're aiming for. Sea swims, I've had a lot of support with sea swims. People have been coming out. A chap called Ash, kayak support, he's been incredible. We've gone out on probably 10, 15 swims, I don't know, but he seems to be able to motivate me really well. Ash is he likes gadgets. He's very clever.
Gadget guy.
Yeah,
it's always good to have a gadget guy around.
He's a gadget guy, man. Yeah, if you he's like really knowledgeable about stuff like that. So we have some interesting conversations, because I'm absolutely not like that at all. Like, most important impressive gadget I've got is my GPS watch. It's proper safety, mate, in case you need to come into land.
These are lights that are meant to go around the inside of a wheel of a mountain bike as just a flashy safety sort of make you more visible. But I've bought a red one and a green one, so we can be like naval navigation port and starboard. That's a point. We need to get the right fucking ones. See, there we go. That's the red ones. Goes that side. I've got the colours the right way around.
Tons of support from people giving up their time. Most people have to work during the week, so it's been a bit tough. But if I've had weekend swims, a lot of people have been getting involved.
I brought my...
And then the cars will have some...
Been going out on the boat with a chap called Mark Newman, who's an absolute legend. Mark trained me when I was younger at Ferndown Otters. He was my coach, one of my coaches. Mark's been super good. We've been going out on his boat, doing some big swims. We've been doing the longer swims with Mark. He's really knowledgeable, world record holder. Yeah, fantastic swimmer.
How are we doing, mate? Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah. What we'll do is we'll go the other way around. Yeah. So rather than going out to Old Harry to start with, yeah, we'll have you swimming down towards Ormond Pier. Okay. And then there's a bit of wind picking up later on. Yeah. Some say it's going to go around sort of south, southerly, almost southeast. Some are saying southwest. Yeah. So I'm hoping the Met Office is right and we're going to be southwesterly. Okay. So we're going to get back across towards Old Harry. Yeah. So hopefully we'll have a little bit of shelter if the wind does pick up. Yeah. If not, it'll be a bit of washing machine going on. Yeah. It's alright for you, it's us on the boat. Yeah, we don't want you guys getting seasick. It's not seasick, it's just uncomfortable rocking around.
Mentally, the longer swims have been quite difficult.
Funny, last time I remember after about 2 hours, I remember looking down at my watch and thinking, I got another 6 hours. Today I was going to be like, another 8 hours.
Even though the support's amazing, it is a bit like, and I say I break it down to 45 minutes, I desperately try to do that, but you still do look at your watch now and again. And when it says 2 hours and you still, you know, you've got 8 hours left to swim and you're already feeling a little bit tired, because you do, I'm not going to pretend it's easy, it can be a little bit draining mentally.
It's a bit better here, isn't it? It's a bit better.
Well, there's a bit of banana in there still.
Okay.
There's a bit of banana.
Alright, yeah, thank you. You good? Got a little bit choppy over there. Just got the Harry. Going me out a little bit. Fine, comes around stud and plane, just pushes you out now. Yeah. Bit of wind against tide, that was. Yeah.
So that's why I'm experimental with music. And it's weird, isn't it? Because you'd think the music would be amazing and it'd switch me off, but almost I focus more on the time when I got the music. It's strange. I quite like the quiet of it and just the noise of the water going past and the sensation on your hands and stuff like that. So I quite like feeling it, but I've got the headphones if I need them. But I think it's more, it might sound silly to say, I think personally for me it's going to be more a mental challenge than a physical challenge. I think as long as I can keep the food going in, not get seasick, and not have too many digestive problems, I think I'll be alright. But it's just mentally going to be a big challenge. So the first person I rang was Scott Dawson. Now Scott, briefly, I'll just give a quick background. Scott swam around in 2016 and smashed it, 26 hours, incredible. I think he was swimming against the tide for something like 5 hours.
So my name's Scott Dawson. I did a solo circumnavigation of the Isle of Wight in 2016.
So I had the first conversation I had with Scott. I rang him up. I can't remember I got his details, so I might have messaged him and he perhaps texted me or rung me back.
He messaged me. Yeah, he found me on social media and he messaged me, and it was,
"Hi Scott, I want to swim around the Isle of Wight, mate. Can you help?"
You know, I think I was sat watching TV and a message popped up, and you look at it and I thought, that sounds
sort of thing, and his voice was like, all right, okay, because I think he must have had however many phone calls from swimmers desperate to swim around the Isle of Wight.
I get a lot of messages, you know. Some people don't know what they don't know, and message and say, I want to swim around the Isle of Wight, how do I do it? Other people are a bit more Oly-like, and they say, I need a lot of help.
and after about half an hour conversation, I think he turned around and said, out in the last 4 or 5 years, you're the first person that I think has got a shot at this that I've spoken to.
But to be fair, he's done a lot in the past, and he keeps his light under a bushel. Really, he's very modest when it comes to that. So I've got high hopes for him. I really have.
And he had faith in me, so that was amazing. So Scott helped me assemble the team, or actually, should I say, Scott assembled the team. We got Brian Thompson. I don't know anything about sailing, but you've only got to put Brian Thompson in Google search, and it's like boom, well, this guy knows what he's doing. So super lucky to have those two guys. So yeah, Brian and Scott, legends. So they pretty much put the team together. The rest of them are all just like my friends that I've got in touch with on Facebook or WhatsApp, through Instagram, people that want to get involved. Yeah, so. So I started up a WhatsApp group at the very start of the swim, and just got in touch with a load of people who'd showed interest on the Instagram page. When I mentioned I was going to swim around the Isle of Wight, I just put who would like to get involved, and there's a lot of people that applied. Basically chucked them all in a WhatsApp group, and it's made it so much easier to organise all the swims. I'll put on there, I'm going to swim Saturday, who's about, and everyone can just either come and join or, yeah, so that's made it really easy.
Ash, can you get a photo of these guys?
I can. It's in a case. The photos aren't going to be amazing.
Oh, you get one on that.
Don't need to be amazing. Oh, it's not too bad. Yeah, against that. I think it works.
There's a lot of people that surprised me, and it's been really nice actually. Like a lot of the people, some of my friends, some of the people I've met more recently, but now I'm grateful to call them friends. Like I didn't know they were kayakers. A lot of people just suddenly jumped in the kayakers, and it's actually quite a skill to stay in a straight line and keep the swimmer next to you swimming along and not bash into them or whack them with your oar. So yeah, that's been super handy, and I couldn't have done it without support. 100% massive team effort. You can't do something like this on your own. There's a lot of swims you can do on your own. I think anything over 2 hours for me, I wouldn't even bother attempting it on my own. One, I get too bored, and two, you need someone to carry the food. And, yeah, so it's been good. Been super lucky.
Safe and sound when you open the door. The bustle and the noise of the everlasting flow. A stillness prevails like a halo around you. The bustle fades away now that I found you. Now I stand before you at the opening to Hades. I have such a clear view. The smoke and the mirrors.
Hello, Former. Take your liquor home.
They fade away. The players take a bow. It's the end of the We'll shoot at the stars, we'll make a stand at Sybil's Lake, we'll stake our line, we'll break through, we'll take a breath and start anew, we flirt with death.
very precious.
Yeah, quite right. Yeah.
How you doing then, Spod? You okay?
Yeah,
nice
I'm good,
to meet you,
thank
man.
Yeah, you too.
So what's your name?
Spod.
Spod.
Yeah.
That's quite unusual, isn't it?
It's a nickname.
It is.
I wasn't christened. I don't have evil parents.
Do you want to expand on that, or shall we just live with Spod?
Maybe later on. Save it for later. We've got a few hours. There's a few theories about it. But it does not stand for sexual pervert outdoors. I just want to reassure you.
I mean, that was the first thing that popped into my mind.
I saw that and I just...
You could tell straight away that's what she was going for.
100% things happen for a reason. I don't know what it is, but I think there's something going on out there, isn't there, that bring people together, that are meant to be together and achieve things.
Totally, without 100%. There's no, although this is billed as a solo swim, there is nothing solo about it. And you know, you can look at other sports as well. Anybody that is a solo mountaineer or a solo sailor or a solo runner, there is always somebody in the background, be it the partner, be it your parents, be it the physio. Somebody is always there helping you. So it's solo. He is going to be in the water on his own. There is a big team around him, and there's been a big team to get him there, and there was a huge team to get me there as well. You know, you can't do this on your own. There is people that need to drive the boats. You need to have somebody kayaking alongside you. You need somebody to prepare your food. You need there's all sorts of things that need to happen, which other people have to do for you during this 20, 25 hour expedition, if you like. Yeah, he's going to be in the water on his own, but there's nothing solo about it.
Not sure, I'm definitely not religious in any respect. Not sure what I believe really. I believe what's in front of me, but that's why I'm so passionate about doing all the clearing the beaches, because I can see its madness. Beyond what's power in all of it, I don't know, but I can see the madness and I need to do something about it, and I'm a bit blinkered at the minute. Just focused, right, it's plastic pollution, let's smash that. And if I've got a bit of time left at the end, we'll worry about the rest of it. Can only do so much, can't we?
If you're going to go and swim around the Isle of Wight, you've got to swim against the tide at some point. Now, Oly might get away with it better than I did because of the speed advantage he has. But if he's going to go into the whole event thinking that he's going to beat the tide and then we don't, that's not going to be a good thing for him. I already had in my head, as soon as I get to that tide gate, if you like, and the tide gate shuts, I know then that I've potentially got the worst bit over and done with. So my worst fear was, before starting, was actually either not having the courage to start or just failing because I couldn't do it. Not because I was going to fight the tide. I knew I was going to do that, and as soon as you've cleared that one away in here, you're in a good place. And as soon as that, everyone assumes that that's the worst part, and the reality for me, and it's a personal thing, but the reality for me is that as soon as it happened and I was there, I kind of knew that it was going to get better from there on in. That was the worst bit, and if that's the worst bit, that was fine. So yes, it was hurting. Yes, my shoulders were sore. Yes, everything else was sore, and my tongue was all swollen up and didn't want any food. But that's part of the deal anyway. You've got to accept that. But swimming against the tide for 4.5 hours is most people's idea of hell, I would imagine, looking at the same bit of bank.
Gobsmacked by how fast he's doing it and how much he's done.
The speed of which he's going is...
There's no words for it. There's no word for it. Epic, incredible, doesn't come close.
Is this it, what we're approaching now, is that?
You dropped the stopwatch though. You dropped it.
Talk about the end of the swim. What did it, just a snapshot moment in time, what did it feel like when you see the slipway? What was that like?
That was awesome, to be fair, because I've been fighting to get round past the lifeboat station against the tide, and as soon as we got round there, and Brian, I don't know, he's a wizard, isn't he? As soon as we got round there, he was like, Roy was like, oh, you're going to get the tide back in a minute. Next thing you know, I got the tide with me again, I'm flying towards the slipway, I can see people running. I actually got myself in a bit of a tears, because Roy was like, oh no, I said, Roy, come with me. He said, no, you got to get out on your own, go on your own. And I could see people, but I couldn't see where the slipway was, so I sort of came in too close to the slipway, and then I was like, okay, I've got quite a bit of tide against me, trying to roll out onto the slipway, and then it was like, wow, you've all got out your beds to come and see someone that's just at 2 o'clock in the morning, 10 past whatever it was in the morning. And then, obviously there was an interview straight away after, not too sure what I said, to be honest, but it was just so amazing to see everyone and just the faces, and it was almost like, in my head I was like, I've only just done a swim, like all these people have come out, and it was just something much bigger than just a swim. It just felt really special at the end. It was awesome.
My name is Frankenstein. I decided to opt out. Dance with the egos all year long. There was a lot of it about. I have ample resistance to the world outside.
Morning guys, just wanted to say I love you all. That was incredible. It's just unbelievable. Hopefully all see you for a cuppa. Hopefully see you all for a cuppa this morning. Blooming legends. Amazing.
I'm not taking, I'm not giving. I do it in my strides. I remember Jenny J and her emotional stuff. I crossed the border way up north when things got rough. Now I sit in isolation by my own choice, but the world is still spinning.
I'll tell you one thing Ollie has got here. All these people, I don't know if you can see them, they are there. He's got the group there. I've got the group in the boat over there. Teamwork has made this. Teamwork, and the fact that Ollie is a bit of a legend, and he has got a big set of kahunas to just even attempt this, you know? It's insane. So proud of you, mate. It was like that before we started.
Once you've got that passion and drive for something like this, I think what you can achieve is much more than if I was just going out there to swim around the Isle of Wight and there wasn't that other thing that I'm very passionate about, which is environment. I go out at the moment, it's probably only once a week, and I think it's paid for. I go out and clean beaches, spend a day down there, because it's something that I find really important. So the fact that combining my personal goals and something I want to do for the environment as well you get more. You've got more motivation to do the training, more motivation to eat right, more motivation to do all the things that are going to help you do the swim, and then you can achieve more from it. I think, but it seems to certainly work so far.
I'm a soldier of circumstance. I wouldn't stay and fight. I didn't believe in a communist threat, or that might makes right. You talk of virtue, but you don't do what you say. You think you're fuck fantastic, that they'll be happy